Hey, what's up, gang? Welcome back to the channel. I am Nick Nightmare. This is SledgeHammer TV. Welcome to the SledgeHammer Wrestling Show. We have got breaking news on Nikki Bella. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button as we ask you to do up here. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Nightmare over here if you want to know how to spell it. And let's get to the news and what is happening with Nikki Bella. Various sources, including Pro Wrestling Insider, are reporting that the proposed WrestleMania 33 match for Nikki Bella may be her last. The longest reigning Divas champion in WWE history is another in a recent epidemic of injuries, proving to just be too much for the performers to overcome due to some complications with her recently repaired neck. There are reports that the WrestleMania 33 plan for Nikki Bella was to be booked in a send-off match, a 2-on-2 tag team match, with herself and John Cena versus The Miz and Maurice, much like Brie Bella had her send-off match at WrestleMania 1 year ago. With yesterday's news of Seth Rollins re-injuring his repaired knee, the plans for WrestleMania have indeed been put on hold, at least until the results for Rollins come in later this weekend. Preliminary reports stating Seth Rollins has another torn ligament and could be out 4 to 6 months, effectively eliminating him from the biggest show of the year for a second straight year. This really sucks. And as we reported yesterday on Seth Rollins, I was skeptical of the whole thing, believing that it was quite possible that this whole thing was a work, and that Samoa Joe, even on Twitter, and all the things that were being said publicly, was all part of a big work to get us all reinterested in the angle between Triple H and Seth Rollins. But that is not the case. And Seth Rollins, the architect, is going to be out. How long remains to still be seen. There is no further news on whether or not his injury will prevent him from WrestleMania, or if he can put the surgery off and rehab it enough and stay off it just long enough to finish off this angle with Triple H and be the Kingslayer as he wishes to be at this year's upcoming WrestleMania. But it's not looking like that's going to be the case. It's looking to me like every little bit of news that comes across the wire is worse than the last. It is absolutely an unfortunate situation for Seth Rollins. I feel terrible for the guy. He was just finding his footing again. This angle was just about to take off, and now we still do not know for sure what the future holds for Seth Rollins or for WrestleMania. The plans that I've been talking about are just ridiculous. They had an emergency meeting. I believe it was Wednesday. Yesterday. Right? Today's Thursday, yes. And they still don't know what they're doing because they don't have a definitive answer on if, when, or how Seth Rollins may be able to compete. And this other news on Nikki Bella is just as unfortunate. I was really enjoying this rebirth of Nikki Bella. I thought she too had finally found herself and some footing to gain traction under, without her sister not being the Bella twin but being Nikki Bella, and it was working. But unfortunately, these injuries, man, I don't know what's happening. This kind of stuff didn't happen back in the day as much, and maybe you can attribute it to all the roids and all the juice these guys were taking, but something's got to be done. And they're too worried about concussions and all this other shit when legitimate injuries are being, I guess, swept under the rug. Well, not so much swept under the rug, but not being paid attention to the way they should be. Now, this girl is going to retire, or the plans are in place for her to retire. What the match will be now, we don't know, because with Rollins supposedly being out, is John Cena now going to be available or be needed for a much bigger match to enhance the card more than an intergender tag match with his girlfriend versus The Miz and Maurice, which is apparently going to come out of nowhere. And instead of Randy Orton versus John Cena from like 20 years ago, we'll get The Miz versus John Cena from 20 years ago, just with their girlfriends this time. I'm not feeling that match. I hope that it doesn't happen, but regardless what match they do for Nikki Bella, it's going to be a goodbye to us and to the world of pro wrestling. And one thing I want to say is she's an absolutely brilliant businesswoman. She sees the writing on the wall. Her and her sister both made their name in the WWE, and while they're still underneath the banner, they launched their Bella Twins YouTube page. They have constantly been mentioning all the kinds of things they want to do. Their Birdie Bee clothing line and the Nikki Bella wine and all these things she's going to get her feet into. Maybe even hit the Hollywood floor with her man being who he is. Maybe he can get her in. Maybe we'll see Nikki Bella on the big screen. Who knows what her future is going to entail. All I know is it won't be inside a wrestling ring. Thank you very much for joining us today for this quick breaking news. The news wire has been hot this week, but it's all been negative. And I don't like it. I don't like losing the people that I enjoy watching right in the midst of their career. You know, Triple H used to go down and get hurt and he would come back. And then Cena would, always come back way before he should. And maybe that'll be the case for Seth Rollins, but not for Nikki Bella. The neck injury is serious, and she's young, and she's got a whole life ahead of her, and she don't want to risk being paralyzed or something like that. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's being said. I'm just speculating on my own as to why, at 30 years old, she would pack it in and step away, and that would be the only reason why. And she's got enough things going on that, the Bellas can live outside the WWE. They already kind of are. And that doesn't mean they won't be around, neither. I'm sure they'll do what everybody else does and come in, make their appearances and whatnot, refresh the crowd's memory, plug everything they need to plug to the universe, and it's deserved. These two girls, they blazed the path for the current generation of women superstars, and it's just sad to hear. I'm Nick Nightmare. This is my boy Blue, the Snowball Microphone. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel and you have not done so already. Hit that thumbs up for me, please. Make sure you let me know you liked the report. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Nightmare. Check the spelling right there. And I will see you back on the channel for more breaking news, rumors, and highlights in the world of pro wrestling. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.